Welcome back to the martinliedtke channel. Glad you could be here today, guys. Got another really interesting post for you here today, guys, and something that really has resonated with me on a personal level. It's all different puzzle pieces of vlogs that I've been doing just recently came together when I did some research with AI into the narrative for Purgatory. And I am utterly convinced at this moment in time that we are in some sort of purgatory. Purgatory, etymologically speaking, means to purge or to cleanse. Allow me to explain. What you see in this old engraving here is the Latin words, nothing is wrong. Because nothing is wrong, guys. Nothing has ever been wrong. It's as it should be, and you should let it be. Now, what we're going through here, a lot of us guys, is a few different experiences. Allow me again to explain. Now, if you go with the doctrines of the Catholic Church, the Orthodox, and other denominations of Christianity, have different interpretations of exactly what purgatory is. But what AI says it is, and the narrative and doctrine says it's a place of temporal experience, a place of temporal manifestation. Temporal meaning mind, because all is mind in this experience, which is, for want of a better word, some sort of VR technology or some sort of holography. There are holographic principles to our reality. Anyway, so the three narratives that they give us. Now, I think all of these are happening simultaneously at the same time on this realm at the moment to different individuals. This is why this place is hell. And I have said that before. But hell isn't a bad place to be. Now, hell could be, I don't know, on Skid Row, addicted to drugs, 100,000 different reasons that people in this realm are living in hell. Now, is it the hell of their own doing? Well, yeah, because it's used doing it. If your mindset is this place, heaven, that is what you're going to experience. In this place, guys, it's hell for some and it's heaven for others. Some people live on Skid Row looking for the next fix. Other people live on the beach sipping margaritas, all lovely and bronzed, and dipping in the azure waters and living their best lives until a ripe old age. No worries, family's all cutchy, everything is irie, and they know nothing will ever happen to them and nothing will ever happen to their families because of their mindset, because of their worldview, because of this simple principle. You waiting for it? They're without fear. It is fear that will give you your hell experience. It's a lower vibrational experience. There are stacks of people in this realm who are wrapped around the axle about one thing or another. Oh, it's them doing it. Oh, it's them doing it. Because they don't want accountability for that it's them doing it. They're always looking for scapegoats, usually different races of people pointing the finger. Nobody needs any evidence for anything. If somebody says it on the internet, it's true. Well, there's consequences, because if you're in purgatory, this is the rules, but it is beautiful. Here is purgatory. Okay. Now, some of us souls in here, us elder souls, us more learned souls, the ones that are looking for spiritual advancement and are on this journey together, which are a lot of us in the Truther community doing that. Well, you're deceased. I wouldn't worry about it because you don't even know what alive or deceased even means. But you are not existing and in the real world. You were in the real world. You died. You're deceased, and you're being prepared for the next realm. Now, the next realm, okay, they don't have anybody through the door, actually, guys. It is a place of purity, this place called heaven. And until that time, we are put in a state of temporal punishment. Our minds are tormented in this realm, which all of us have got these psychic, or the niggling, which you could call the devil or evil, niggling away at every single one of us. But the good news is that when we died in a state of grace. And everybody in this realm who is in purgatory, going through the cleansing process, is in fact in a state of grace. So you should rejoice that fact and ponder that maybe a little bit later, because that is one of the best things you're ever going to hear. The dead are missing. Oh, I know that there's catacombs under some cities and in churches, but essentially, churchyards and everything are missing of graves. And it seems to be there was supposed to be trillions before us, but they are not there. The reason they're not there, guys, is because they were never there. Because this place is a realm, and this place is a realm of experience of mind. It is hell for some, and it's heaven for others. So this is the deal, okay? So here's your hellscape, which you can see is a plane, maybe below our feet, they say, but it's all in here, in this realm. Buildings, cliffs, but the people are being tormented. So it's a state of temporary punishment. Only temporary, where souls are cleaned of minor sins. So you're not in a maximum security prison, guys. You're actually in like a boot camp. You haven't done that much wrong. And you are being made fit for heaven. But you have to go through a period, a short period actually, of a purification process to make sure your soul's up to scratch to be able to come into the realm beyond, the kingdom of heaven. Now, it's a bit like the Matrix movie was actually a documentary rather than a movie. So ideas of heaven have been talked about throughout antiquity. The ancients believed that we were in some sort of box, some sort of cube, if you like, and the world and the pillars of heaven, as you can see in this depiction. And the pillars of heaven are God's footstool in many places, in many schools of thought. What about this school of thought? So heaven, according to their narrative, is said to have a pearly gate. Well, maybe in some sense it does, because if everything is mind and everything is portals, which are portals of the mind, where your mind goes, your energy flows, then the gates, a portal, is indeed there. So if there are pearly gates, just saying, hypothetically, that St. Peter is there and you walk up and he's like, he's doing a lot of tutting and sighing and ticking boxes and little X's, and you're like, this don't look too good. I don't know what's going on here. All right, Matt, you can go in. Guys, I don't think anybody in this realm would get through the pearly gates. No. I don't care if you go to church and you repenteth on a daily basis. I can guarantee you've had impure thoughts and probably carried a few of them impure thoughts out. I can guarantee you, all of you, because every single one of us, the devil inside, every single one of us are going through the purification process in purgatory. The people that are finished, who are on Skid Row, which are never going to get better, and they're just going to die like that, well, that is what they're supposed to do, because it's a terrible thing, guys, but it's here for us to learn what not the fuck to do. You don't do that, or you will end up like that. There's your lesson. And their lesson, well, they're going to be back in here again and go through it all again. It could take infinite times. Here is the celestial city that is above us. Now, they say that heaven is a place and it's above us. Now, what if it's, as I've proposed before, there's an ocean above us, which I've called the Tartarian Ocean, and that there's lands beyond there, where the Tartarians are the gods, if you like, or dwelleth in great golden cities. Are there pearly gates in heaven? In some sense, I think so. So there is what the Greeks and others thought in the ancient world that this place was. As you can see, this bit here is what we stand up upon. This is the earthly plane, flat earth. And underneath us, Hades or Tartarus, it's in Greek mythology, and the underworld, which is below our feet. And the pillars of God, which indeed look like God's footstool, doesn't it? And the primeval oceans all the way around and above our heads, above the firmament, which, according to Enochian thinking, maybe got some windows in it that let the water in to cause Noah's flood, or in fact, for the Tower of Babel to break in and declare war on the gods. The ocean of heaven, the Tartarian Ocean, is above our heads, and beyond the Tartarian Ocean is heaven of havens. Haven of havens, or heaven of havens. So isn't it a coinky dink that there's an ocean and beyond there's a haven, like, you know, New Haven, Milford Haven, like a place in maritime thinking that is a place which is safety from the storm, like a bay which you can come into in your boat, a haven, heaven. I think heaven is a haven, as in you can dock there and it's a city, like Zion. So yeah, there's the portal, the mental portal. We're all going to go through this. A lot of people have compressed this process into a shorter period of time using specific plant technologies that have been given to us by the universe. Now, I should explain that the universe loves you and that it's really, really caring. I know we suffer, guys, and I know we feel pain and all of the upset of people passing. But if you put things into reality, guys, you haven't got to think or worry about any of that anymore. They gone on to a much better place. And I can tell you something else. You haven't got to worry about death because you already are dead. And you're in a state of grace and you're going to the promised land. But you've got to be pure of soul. So we didn't exactly get a handbook, but almost as if they were trying to tell us that there's water inside the black sun and it appears to be the home of God. Nimrod built a tower to reach heaven so that he can make war on God. Clearly someone lives inside it and governs our world. The Olympians, or whatever you want to call them, maybe. But Nimrod definitely thought that they could be got to according to the narratives. Now, let's think about where we are and what this is. So, according to AI, Purgatory is best seen as an antechamber, or, which I love this, a waiting room for heaven. How many people say that this feels like a waiting room? How many people are sat on their jacksies watching telly and just thinking, oh, I'm just waiting to meet my maker? How many people have said that? I'm just waiting to meet my maker. Like, a lot. It really does feel like a waiting room, but it is a schoolroom. So in the film Beetlejuice, the young couple in that film, they get a handbook to being deceased. And we didn't get a handbook at birth of what to do, but in a way that we did actually. But we had to seek it and want to seek it because it doesn't make it too easy, because it being in hard mode or hard track, if you're thinking of it as hard mode on a computer game, they were going to do that because it is strict. No riffraff policy in heaven, it would seem. So yeah, an antechamber or a waiting room. Now, there is a sort of guideline that the church will give you. And what you can see here, obviously, is, excuse me, I should have said, Paradise Lost. Okay, Dante's Inferno, the story of Cato going to Hades and his journey, which is basically about rite of passage, a spiritual journey in the mind, in the temporal, which we're all going through. So this is the gatekeepers of Hades, which is Dante and Virgil, which you see in many depictions. So he goes through all different levels, which we all do. We all go through different levels, discovering different stuff. Now, interestingly, In Dante's Inferno, it states that 1 minute in purgatory is 1 year here. 1 minute in purgatory is 1 year in the real world. Isn't that interesting when people talk about compressed time? Specifically, you hear about it with DMT trips. People saying they've been gone 40 years and lived a whole lifetime, had a load of kids, and they were gone 20 minutes. This compressed time thing, there's so many things that show you this is a technology and that this is a matrix, guys. So many things point towards us being deceased. The clues are everywhere, guys. I know you just instantly switch to, like skeletons, and that's no, I'm thinking a completely different concept, guys. You don't even know what dead is or what alive is. I'm saying we're being prepared. We are deceased. They tell us we're dead. In the legal fiction, they tell us we're dead. You have corpse corporations. All of the maritime law, you have corpse in the army. They're telling you that you're dead. Lost at sea. Necrophiliac, in fact. They say all sorts of things in maritime law. So a purification process, and then with our state of grace, when we've been purified in for a short period of time, because as I said, it is a temporary state, a temporal state, and then you will be let in. So in the story of Dante, he goes across this lake of mercury, and you can see it's the ferryman, which I carry a ring in my ear because I was a sailor, and they was always saying you need to pay the ferryman if the ship goes down. So I even till this day keep a ring in my ear to pay the ferryman because I am not taking any chances. It's Cato here, off across the water, different levels, sea below us. This is all apparently below us. So it's an incredible story and mindset. You can see here the spiritual ascension of suffering and learning until you reach a state where you're no longer wound around the axle about this, that, and the other. You're doing you, minding your own freaking business, letting everyone do their business, and button the fuck out, because all of it is for us to learn lessons of what not to be. And then people that piss you off, you no longer got to be pissed off about. Them relatives that died and have upset you greatly and broke your heart, well, fix your heart. It's good news. It ain't that at all. We've been believing a weird paradigm, guys, of what this place really is something completely different. I always knew it was a schoolroom. I always felt that I was being watched. Damn right, you're being watched and you are being judged, guys, because they know when you've done shitty things, and they know how long it takes to get out of purgatory. So the longer you do it, the longer you go through purgatory. A state, a mental state, because all is mind, of purification, temptation, and all ties into the heaven and hell narrative. The devil gives you temptation and stops you from ending up here. These are beings of light. We are light beings, but we haven't reached this state of illumination just yet. They're without any hate or any feelings of anything like that, and just totally beyond it, like as we all should be. We should all be mature enough now to have a decent civilization outside of fear, don't you think? And based on love. Fear made the sphere. Fear is what is making this place mess up. But the fear is for you to learn. Learn to be better, to be purer, and care about everybody else. Now, I'm not talking about being a do-gooder and going out there and, joining the red frigging cross, but, being kind when you need to be kind. The creator, whatever this place is, the universe will show you when it's time for the worthy. It's like, yeah, this is your job. You got to help this person out. They're on their journey. You have these little beautiful interactions. In fact, the narrative for the day, if I think about it, is really beautiful because it alleviates all fear the fear of this, that, and the other. They're doing this to us. It's them that's doing it to us. Again, everybody does this. Where, without any evidence. I think that everything will work out fine for myself. I think that everything is all right and everything will be all right. I think, like it says in the last pages or the last page of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, everything will be all right in the end, because it always is. Stop beating yourself up about it all. Chill out. We're in God's waiting room and all is groovy. I know we're suffering in you, and I know it's tough. Okay? Everybody got it tough, but it's where you put your mind. You can make this place heaven. You can make this place heaven, or you can make your own personal hell. It is your choice. Some people, they don't do either. They just sit there in the waiting room, pass it by, and doing very little. But you won't learn. If you're sat in your chair and you're waiting, you're not going to get it. It's not going to happen. You have to break pattern and get out there and interact with the world to learn these lessons of how to be more compassionate, how to be better, how to be wiser. Yeah. And what really is important to people. Everyone's tied up around money and sexuality and fucking everything from the globe and flat earth to fucking different religions and different peoples. And I find it nauseating. I find it stupid, actually. I think the humanity's at the point now where it should be mature enough to not be hating on everybody else and see it for what it is. Here's a photograph here of Lucifer. It's not a photograph, but it is a picture of Lucifer. And they didn't give us a guide, but they did give us a guide. They did. If you seek it, you will find it. And the guys will show you. And it's quite simple, guys. It's really simple. And it's this: live without fear. Be love. It's quite simple. All them people ties around the axe about silly stuff, that's about them. And you just got to look at them and just think nothing. Think nothing, walk away. Don't even think, oh, you silly twat. Don't even think, oh, well, that's going to hurt later. Don't think anything. Don't give it your energy. Don't give any of that bad stuff your energy. I promise you, your life will improve drastically if you draw them boundaries between this is me doing my life and my spiritual progression and evolution in this place. That's you. You're there just for me to learn. I can see where you are because I can see everything in this place, especially people's vibration and souls and everything in their morphic field. I pick everything up like that, snap of a finger. I mean the whole gig for the person I see in the first second. Just by looking in the eyes and facial expressions and body, I can read it all. And I can do that for the whole room too. We've been prepared. Jesus told us all about it. In fact, he says that the kingdom of heaven is within, because he's telling you right there that it's all mind. And what an unbelievable thing if you think about it. In a realm where your thoughts manifest your reality. Now, I know they don't say that's what's happening, guys, and they say that, oh no, the world was all there, but no, we, all of us together, have made and manifested this world. Everything you see that's been built has come out of the mind, but deeper than that. I know we didn't build the trees, but deeper than that, it's all us. Everything is super duper connected. So yeah, she's just come out of a dream because she's woke up, and everyone in the world is soon to wake up. They're going to wake up to the paradigm that all is mind and it is you doing it, and this is what's going to be coming out. That is what's coming. We have been prepared. Purgatory or purgatory, cleansed. Here's an old depiction here, what the church show you of the purgatory. But as you can see, it's a different experience for different people. The clergy and the church and the Vatican, you can see they're up to their neck in the water. So they're all sort of being drowned. But this this lady, this ginger lady, she's been pulled out because, call it rapture if you like, she's been pulled out because it's her time to go to the kingdom of heaven. You've learned, you know, you're not a bitch, you're going up. And if funny how everyone's sort of ginger. So this one is what everybody has to go through in this place, the mill of torment, because it does feel like torture, this life, for a lot of people, guys. Sometimes I thought it was. I don't anymore. Now I see the truth. But I did think that this place was just gaslighting us, which it was, because it was me gaslighting me, self-sabotaging me. It was me doing it to me. All of the things I fucked up in my life was me doing it, and I did it, and I know why I did it as well. I know. I put myself through the hardest track possible so I could get on spiritually, advance more in this life than I was pushing it along, guys, is what I'm saying. By pushing the boundaries of experience, which is what I did in this place. Excess, as you can see, plucked out of the torment of this realm. Some living in, just waiting. Some being tortured. 3 experiences, 3 sides of the coin, guys, which is what you get in this place. 3 sides to the coin, which there always is, because there's the little side, isn't there? Just to conclude this post, I'm going to look into Hieronymus Bosch, an enlightened artist of the medieval period. And Bosch did a lot of strange paintings, but it's all coded. As you can see, there's so much symmetry and coding. If we knew all the 4 angels, well, if you watch my channel, you're going to know what that is. All through a lens, like a telescope, a portal. And the X code I talked about, the red cape like Superman, and he's standing on the holy hand grenade, which you talked about, which is showing another realm in it, another kingdom in it. So the angels are producing sound and vibration, which is causing the dead, which are not really skeletons, to rise from the dead. So are the dead really the dead? Are dead people dead? Well, not in the context you actually think. No. Some people maybe go to some sort of longer period of a hell realm. That could take forever, so you can only sympathize, but it's not about us, so fuck them. No, that's me connecting there, see, and actually caring. So I should stop that too. See, it's very complicated, but what it is let it be, let them all carry on. It's Jesus high-fiving, stigmatering, and I don't know if he's standing in some water or whatever, but again through a portal. And you can see Bosch here as a big religious theme and apocalyptic theme. Big Jesus, little Masonic hand thing there. That could be Bosch himself. And in the Middle Ages, everyone seems to be ginger or blonde. Don't see too much else going on. And a medieval depiction of the crucifixion. Very interesting that it's set in a European setting again, not in the desert. And they got the big skyscraper city in the background, which I'm guessing is Jerusalem, but where Jerusalem actually was. Some people think it was Edinburgh. Some people say St. Petersburg. I've heard even Moscow and other cities. Even in America, are contenders for the real Jerusalem. So there he is. Again, he's ginger. Everyone's ginger or blonde. Ginger Jesus. And check out this medieval strides, these stripy pants he got. Pretty snazzy. And bones on the floor. But this trees are deciduous, like, you know, like seasonal, like which you don't really get in the desert, really. So there's that. So yeah, this it's a really interesting depiction of purgatory. It gives you all of the different lives that are going on in Europe at the time of this picture. You see the angels playing some tune from another place, and he's welcoming everybody in, but they're not wearing any clothes. But because they've gone through a purification process, I don't think there's anything going to be going on. But I could be completely wrong. They got clothes over there. Anyway, inside, the guy with the red cloak and the orb again, and a load of angels Again, there's a lot of judging going on, but again, through a portal or a lens. And this is the picture. So Hieronymus Bosch was a flat earther, I think. He did a flat earth depiction in an enclosed system, which Leonardo DiCaprio once gifted to the Pope. I think that was in about 2016. There's videos out there. So back to the nativity. There's the Mage, or the Magi, bearing gifts of technology. Well, frankincense and myrrh, but I think it's technology. Everyone's, except for this gentleman, he's a ginger. And very rustic European setting with a giant skyscraper in the background. It's supposed to be 2,000 years ago. So Hieronymus Bosch, yeah, really good artist, but he does, everything is in this medieval period. A lot of it is abstract, but he does deal with purgatory. This is Austria. What they're up to there, bit of dealing going on. And you can see the 7 deadly sins at play here, can't you? We got sloth, we got greed, and it's poor, long-suffering wife and child. The child wants beer, or maybe to be picked up. And he's just getting drunk with his friend. So that's been going on a long while, but again, you don't get anywhere on that path. Same with drugs, you don't get anywhere on that path too, unless you're using the right ones for spiritual advancement and inner technologies, because some of these things are a technology which were there for us to have. And you can see the old love. He's coming in for the old courtship, and he's going to ask her, "Can I take your daughter out for a date?" Because this is how things were done in the past. You had to ask the parents. He's like, "Oh, why? Take her out. Okay, we're going to see him too." And lovely, a bong by the fire with the little dog, and a nun comes in, which is a bit annoying, but you know, can't have it all. What else is happening? So we got jesters on the floor, and somebody's playing a game of Spoony Spoony. Have you ever played Spoony Spoony? Yeah, you get a spoon whacked on your head, really, really hurts. And more love going on. Just feeling the love in this place. In the antiquitech, there's a couple, and they're talking. So yeah, manifesting demons. So yeah, I think everyone gets their own personal demons. Some of them are sexy demon, some of them are greedy bastard demon, some of them are thieving demon. Everyone seems to be appointed their own little psyche monster, and it's how you deal with it. It's put in the program. It's written in the program, because again, I'm utterly convinced that not only is AI, I think all of it is. I think we are to, if we got holographic principles to our minds, you know, the wave, we have a wave function and holographic build up to our brains. I think all of it, even us, are some sort of holography. Then we feel solid. We get solid holograms. Data got a solid hologram in Star Trek, didn't he? Eventually. Oh, no, that was Ace Rimmer, sorry, in Awesome. Red Dwarf, one of the greatest programs. Yeah, so as you can see, it goes a bit obscure, and all of the tortures, you can see all of the 7 deadly sins of greed, avarice, and lustiness, and all of that in purgatory. Somebody being ripped apart by dogs and other things going on. But all of that is in your mind, because all is mind. If you focus on it and think all of that stuff's going to happen, who even knows? But I think there's a hidden hand watching, an angel, if you want to call them that. Angel sort of got a technical term anyway. I think there's angels and jinn in this place. I think what it is, guys, is you have to be careful, really, really careful what you wish for in this place, because you can manifest it, and then you got to undo what you've wished. And wishes do come true, because we're in a dream. This is an illusion, and our dreams become reality. I've done it for going on for 60 years now, guys. I'm telling you, that is what's going on. And for me personally, I don't know what you guys feel like about this post, guys, but personally, from my personal journey and from what I've been explaining on posts progressively, with some continuity in my last posts. And then suddenly AI gives me an explanation for everything that I've just been talking about. I literally said a week ago, that I don't think they'll let any old riffraff through the door. And then I find out the purgatory is just a temporary state, a temporary punishment where souls are cleansed of minor sins and made fit for heaven, a purification process, like an antechamber, a waiting room for God. I absolutely love it. I'm literally buzzing about it right now. Let me know what you think in comments. This is Martin Liedtke channel. You can see me there. If you haven't been to my channel before, please consider subscribing to my channel, clicking that bell thing, and then coming back and watching more. I got a recent post 3 days ago there, the new Renaissance. Make sure to check out all my posts. Another one there 6 days ago. Lots and lots going on. Lots of events coming up. Lots to be excited about. I will be back in a day or two. Please comment. Let me know what you think in this post. I'm going to be publishing this later. So everyone in chat, love you very much. Stay awesome. Stay fantastic. And above all, don't fear. Don't fear the Reaper. Don't fear anything, because nothing is wrong and everything is groovy. Walking along, just kicking stones, minding I own business. See you later.